Whoa! What's going on, Joji? You've been getting attacked a lot lately. Whoa, man, people are testing against you. Come on, DA, get some hits. How's she not getting hits? Oh my goodness. How can we be so unlucky here? Do we need to change it to slot 1 or something? Okay, she's taking some damage here. Well, bam! Not enough. She just wasn't taking that much damage. Aspen's up. Asmodel is up. TA once again. Oh my god, all 3 targets were petrified before she went down because of Ada's balance mark here. Asmodel and Aspen, the true brothers, the brethrens, will clean up. Okay, look at those nice triple damage. We got a 14, 13, 15 mil, and of course Ada. Let's watch it again. Slow motion. So, because Michelle, not me, but Michelle and DA, they both have the same speed, and we're the attackers, they're gonna have the same speed. So Michelle got that nice CC. Oh man, that is sexy. That is, oh, that just hit the spot. That just hit the spot for me. What's up, team? Welcome back to another video. How are you guys doing? So today is, you guys know what it is. It's Friday. We got the new events going on right now. We have the not the Valley package, but we have the Wishing Fountain event as well as the Shelter event. So let's talk about all the heroes and let's get into some PvP action with Dark Arthindol as well as Asmodel, because you know they are pretty much the reason they kept this event alive this week. Really hyped for me. I haven't bought it yet. I'm on Joji's account today, but I'm really happy with these rewards. Especially the other faction heroes as well. I'll talk about that very shortly. While there is no profit or event this week, and it may be delayed until next week because of the Easter event or the Easter week or the week of the Easter holiday. I keep thinking that Easter is like an event in real life as well, but it's not. So it looks like Joji, he's done some of the Wishing Fountain event. I really don't like calling it Wishing Fountain. And one of the best ways to get the regular Wishing Fountain or the casino coins is through the Aspen Dungeon. That is why the Aspen Dungeon climb in the early game is such a critical and important thing, because you're gonna get access to these Wishing Fountain coins with gold. You don't want to really pay gems for these unless you're like a super whale and you don't really care. With that Aspen RNG, hopefully I get lucky enough and I can do 2 loops myself, because not only do I want to get the Starlights, which we will talk about shortly, but I do want to get these profit orbs. I've made a guide about how to get at least 71 to 80 profit orbs every month, especially if you are a monthly card holder and you've been around this game for a while. It's going to be a lot easier for you. So if you can try to get at least 1 or 2 loops, that's going to help you a lot. And there's a lot of speculation going on. It hasn't been confirmed, but the Super Wishing Fountain coins, the super ones, the ones that are offered right there, kabam, these ones, they may be needed maybe during the Easter event. So just hold on to that tight. So we have the Shelter event. Like I told you guys, the Light and Dark heroes this time around. I'm super excited and hyped, and well, I'm not really hyped anymore because I could just get them myself, but I'm really happy with these heroes because I just feel that these 2 heroes are very solid in PvP as well as PvE. We'll talk about it shortly, but wow. They're not like the old DA and the Asmodel days, you know, when they were popped into the Shelter event. People were like, oh my god, get that out of here. But now it's like completely flipped. I can't ask for anything else but these heroes, DA and, you know, Asmodel. They're just awesome. I'd rather have Asmodel than Faithblade or even Michelle. And they have uses in PvE as well, not just PvP. And that is why I really like those heroes. Before I talk about them, let's talk about these 4 heroes. We have Emily, Bloodblade, as well as Demon Hunter and Barea. So let's talk about Emily first. I'm not going to really talk in too much detail. Why do they always do that? Go from Shadow now. But I'm not going to talk too much in detail about these heroes. So we're just going to look at Emily. She was literally the first hero that I fell in love with. She was such an awesome hero back then. She's been reworked. Now she has like this precision reduce. It doesn't really have great synergy with her toolkit. She is an outdated and an old hero. You could just tell by her first passive, only giving HP multiplier and a speed boost. And yeah, she's really good right now for her last passive. Not only does she reduce the armor of all your opponents by 29% for 3 rounds when she falls falls below 50%. Main reason that she is brought in cheese teams like Cheese Aiden or Cheese Starlight or even just Mim teams is because of her attack boost when she does fall below 50% HP, and you could kind of gear her or build her so that she does fall below 50% reliably, whether you keep her at 10 star or 9 star or E1 or 2, whatever you want to do with that. She's good for that attack buff. And also, if she can get off her active, that will also give another 20% attack buff as well. The only reason that I really like Emily or other faction heroes right now is that they're kind of due for a buff or rework. Let's go into the Abyss faction. We're gonna have Barea and Joji. Never built one. I have built one on my main account. This is once again Joji's account. Barea is pretty much a great PvE hero. In terms of PvP, he does not have the CC immunity or the damage reduction to kind of make him do his thing. And what his thing is, pretty much, he has a max HP damage tied into it, and it says in the text, the damage won't exceed 1500% of hero power. And it's not the hero power that you're seeing, the fists and the things like that. It's talking about his pretty much attack. Okay, I know it's just really weird translation, but it's just what it is. And increasing 50% attack and 15% armor breaking on hero itself. That's really confusing as well. Pretty much when he does his active, increases attack by 15% and gives him armor break. Now, some people have been confused with armor break and armor reduce once again, so I'm gonna touch up lightly. Armor reduce is a stat that reduces the armor, not just for the hero that put that debuff, but for all your heroes. So if one of your heroes has armor reduce, it's gonna reduce the opponent's armor for all your heroes, while armor break is kind of a selfish buff where it's gonna reduce the armor for that hero who has that armor break stats. So it's gonna only reduce armor for Barea. Now keep in mind that Barea does have a crit hit damage cap of 200%. Of course, in PvE, if you build your team correctly, he will see 15 rounds, but in terms of like the current end game PvP, he's not gonna live 15 rounds. No hero is like, no teams or heroes right now are going round 15 because of the Ada and the healing reduce buff that she has while she is alive, and people are running, you know, multiple Adas now, so it's really hard to even go past round 5, and that is why Barea is not going to stack a lot of crit damage enough to cap. All right, what's next? We have the shadow hero, which is gonna be Bloodblade. I remember back in the day, almost 2 years ago, you know, Idle Heroes Reddit was completely different back then. There was always this question of Bloodblade versus Walter, which is better, and things like that. But Bloodblade right now, he's kind of suffering, and the reason why is because his base stats are really low. While his speed is great, he doesn't have really CC. He has no CC immunity. He has no damage reduction. He doesn't have any of these stats that really help the current meta heroes, and he doesn't have any like passive damage. What I mean by passive is that when heroes are under CC, like stun locked or frozen, they can still dish out damage or healing. Like Ormus can still do his healing because Rescue Mark can proc when under CC, and his basic attack provides a healing over time, which lasts for multiple rounds. But Bloodblade doesn't really have that. I mean, he does have like, once again, he has armor break like the old shadow heroes. They do have armor break, and that's going to only affect Bloodblade. He does have a lot of bleeds, so in PvE he's going to be still pretty good, and it's always good to have one bleeding unit. In the PvE meta, in the 15 round PvE meta, it's always good to have one bleeder, especially if you are using the wolf pet, and that's where Bloodblade kind of lies. In terms of PvP, you're not going to really see him in end game or late game or even in the transitional meta, and it's kind of sad to see that happen. But hey, we're hoping for a rework for Bloodblade, and he is kind of a rare hero, so they could completely rework him and fit him into the meta. He kind of has some uses in the Aspen dungeon, but there are so many more better heroes right now in the current game that are way better and way better at just sustaining and surviving and taking hits while doing passive or active damage. Valkyrie and Ada, for example. Of course, there are tons of other heroes that can get you to hell if they're E3. Jara can do it, Asmodel can do it, there's Sigmund that can do it, there's so many heroes that can do it. But if we're talking about like only having 3 copies or 4 or 5 copies of a hero, is Bloodblade gonna be better in the Aspen dungeon climb than, let's say, Ada? Well, that's a light hero, but a Valkyrie? No. Of course not. All right, so next one is the Forest Hero, and there's gonna be two of them. One is gonna be Demon Hunter. She's pretty much just a CC stick, and right now you don't really need to bring CC sticks because you can just pretty much stack a lot of these passive heroes that do damage while CC, like Horus, Valkyrie, things like that. And the other problem is that Valkyrie is just way too strong right now in the Forest faction. Let's look at it right now. Let's look at Starlight. I mean, which one would you choose in terms of like the late game to end game PvP scene? The best option right now is still Valkyrie in the Forest faction, and I know that's kind of disappointing. We have a new hero, Oberon, and Vesa got reworked, but it's just almost uncontested, even with Starlight's rework and Demon Hunter reworked as well. I mean, she got buffed. It wasn't a complete rework, but that's like a complete other topic. Problem is not that Demon Hunter is bad. It's not the problem that, you know, Vesa is bad. We're going to talk about this shortly. Or Oberon is completely bad. It's just that Valkyrie just overshadows all these heroes in a lot of the aspects of today's game, whether it be Seal Land, whether it be Aspen Dungeon, whether it be attack reduce for broken space or pray for fire bosses. I mean, Valkyrie has it all. Not only does she do damage while CC against like the pray for fire bosses like Dark Arthindol, one of the hardest bosses, but she also has a consistent 32 to 33% attack reduce because she has attack reduced with her basic attack and an attack steal with her active attacks. It's not the other hero's fault. I really want to use Starlight. I really want to use Oberon. I really want to use Vesa. I want to use everything, guys. I don't want to just make the same freaking video, okay? I want to use other heroes. That's why I get so hyped for new heroes, for the reworks. I want them to work. And if they work, I'm going to put it out there. I'm going to put it out there as best as I can with the edits and music and things like that. But right now, it's just how it is, guys. Like, I didn't make the game like this, okay? So Starlight is offered, and I'm kind of glad that Starlight is offered. Of course, it would have been a lot better for the early game players to have Vesa up there. But hey, Starlight is still really good hero to have for a casino event or super wishing well event. Anyways, that is... wow, I never saw anything this... like, if you were a complete new player and if you weren't following any guides or didn't know anything about the formula, the multiplicatives or the additives or things like that, you saw 1600% of attack. If you look at her base attack, it's really high too. Like, when I was a noob, I thought Queen was a boss, right? Queen has such high attack as a ranger, and she had freaking 4 arms. She looked awesome. Her name was Queen. I was like, okay, Queen's great. But Starlight, she's kind of like that, you know, like a noob-friendly hero that you kind of fall in love with. I mean, look at her. Look at her, like, aesthetically, she's so awesome. And yeah, she's just hovering, and you could see like the galaxy, the cosmos woven into her dress. I don't know how that's possible. Pretty much like my background when I have the video recording. But yeah, 1600% of her attack, which is shared, right? And her basic attack has a chance to, you know, give a random kind of CC, which is pretty cool. I like that. A little bit low on the chance to do so. And she also has this on death effect. She gains not only health, 20% of max HP back, but she also gains attack and crit damage, 12%. It's not a lot. And that's the thing, right? She needs to stay alive to do this kind of work. And it's just... she doesn't have anything that is passive. Once again, she doesn't have anything going on for her for any passive damage or passive CC. She needs to do her basics and her attacks to get off her damage off. And of course, if there are fights where she can't do that, that's where she falls short. And if she... I don't care. I've done plenty of fights where Starlight did like 12 million, 14 million crit, or 12 or 20 million damage after the fight, but it was against the one opponent that was alive, which was pretty much a Michelle that rested back up, and that was gonna be a win anyways. It was just an overkill. It was just a star show or Starlight or fireworks show, whatever you call that thing. But yeah, I mean, her speed is great and all of that stuff, but I just think that her toolkit, it's just not really meshing well together. So in terms of the PvP, once again, while you can use her in a like a rainbow cheese with Aiden, Mim, and Destroyer and Emily, is she gonna always do that? Nah, not really. Okay, so because she can be CC locked and things like that, she has no natural CC reduction. She is quite squishy because you want to build her kind of offensive, and if you build her too defensive, then She's not gonna do that much damage because her last passive, it's just not a lot of stats. It's 12%. The developers were a little bit lenient on this one. They were just a little bit too scared to go a little too crazy about this one. So she's not gonna do like bazillion amount of damage. Like Aiden is more reliably able to do damage because he passively does it when he dies. Same thing with Min passively. When it comes to Starlight or Horus or Valkyrie, of course, it's gonna be those Horus and Valkyries that are more consistent. But Starlight can still dish out a lot of damage. Of course, she can turn your fights. But I cannot say that Starlight was the hero when I have seen her in cheeses. I cannot say it was Starlight that turned it around in the end game side of PvP things. It was mostly the Mim and the Emily and the Destroyer and the Aiden. Alright, so Starlight in terms of transitional meta, when she is your first E3 in PvP and the rest of your heroes are like 9-star or 5-star and they die off and she's able to do her active, yeah, that's going to be great. You're going to have fun. Same thing with the old Flame Strike, things like that. I remember making the old Flame Strike on my other kind of like a month card only account, and I had a lot of fun doing that, beating people way above me in terms of progression. But that's just what Starlight is, the old Flame Strike pretty much. And if you're in the early game, transition game, and she's higher star than the rest of your lineups, then she's going to do well. In terms of Aspen Dungeon, she suffered. In terms of Seal Land, you could kind of make her work, but she's not going to be the main driving force like Valkyrie is. And in terms of Broken Space PvE, yeah, she can work, but she doesn't have any ramp up damage unless you're bringing other heroes to die. I mean, which doesn't sound really effective unless you're really early game and you're just building all into Starlight because that's the only hero copies you've got. But let's say if we compare Starlight to Horus, Horus is gonna just smash her to smithereens because Horus has that ramp up. Not only does he block and do a lot of damage in the PvE, his active also does a lot of damage. He also ramps up a lot of buffs. He gets a lot of attack, crit damage. It's gonna make Horus do millions of damage in the 30s, and you guys saw that in my Horus. I've done tons of Horus videos in PvE, and he'll be in the card link above. I mean, it's gonna be tied in with Asmodel and the DA videos. That's how it is for Starlight. Let's go back a little bit here. Let's go back a little bit. We have the skin. We have a new skin. Oh, Joji has a little. What? Joji has 31. Oh my goodness. Why hasn't he opened them? Where is it here? We got the Vesa skin. Legendary Snow Queen. Let's read it. What? I built the whole castle with nowhere to sit. Watch your tongue, or else I won't let it. Okay, I'm not gonna sing it, but yeah, that's not even an Orloff, right? Whatever that spirit thingy, that fairy thing that's flying around, but it looks amazing. I'm gonna give him credit. She looks amazing. She looks like the tier 3 paladin from World of Warcraft, if you know what I'm talking about. Her helmet kind of looks like that. I like that, like. Her eyes are blue. I love like the contrast, and it's really detailed. Is it 4K resolution? Someone was saying it was like 4K resolution. Her staff looks amazing. Everything looks amazing. Her voice is kept the same, but yeah, a lot of stats: HP, attack, crit damage. Those are decent stats, I guess. I mean, she's not getting any CC immunity or speed or damage reduction. Those are a little bit more important in terms of PvP, but I think they're just giving her some PvE stats. I mean, these stats, they're not bad for PvP as well. She grew a little bit. Her head grew a little bit too as well, and she looks pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Even her icon or avatar looks great. Got all that, you know, gold blonde hair everywhere. She's gotten like, so when you get her from the Prophet Orb, you'll see all this gold hair everywhere. She looks great. I guess she grew out her hair and things like that. She grew everything out. Her staff looks like it got a lot better. The Gothic skin is kind of weird though. Makes her a little bit shorter, right? I don't know which one I prefer. I don't know if I guess I like this hair a lot more, but maybe it's just the crown, just like cutting it in between. We don't know what's going on there. And I think that's gonna be it. Now we could finally step into the arena, guys. So we have our main star today, of course, Dark Arthindol, running the two-piece, trying to get at least 3 million HP character sheet. We're gonna be running the crit stone, of course. That's going to give her a lot of base crits of at least 40%. With Dragon Pet, she's going to have 50%. And if she gets Michelle's buff and her enable talents, and they're going to be 2-1-2. All right. I don't really see the point of running the which one is this, the resilience, because all she needs to do is live until her second active in round 2, if she needs to even do that. Most likely decided in round 1, and if she's around alive too, right, might as well go home big with a big burst with the shared fate. All right. And we're going to be using the Antlers Cane. Less chance to crit, of course. But I really like big numbers. I did a couple, like I did a full 6 million to all 6 heroes earlier before recording this video. And I really like that. And he doesn't have the legendary skin. Yeah, it would have, of course, made her damage skyrocket a little bit more, but yeah, it's just what it is. And of course, Joji can work on it. He has so many skin shards. And the second star of today's show is gonna be Asmodel, right? Yeah, he's got the two-piece. I really love the two-piece split these days. Heroes, they don't really need that much attack. They just do so much damage now that it's just unnecessary. So we're gonna be running the attack stone because his crit mark, right? If you haven't watched my Asmodel reviews and the in-depth guideline of Asmodel, then you need to watch that, because crit mark, while it says crit, it doesn't crit. It's not affected by crit damage, it's not affected by skill damage, it's not affected by crit chance. Alright, but it is affected by an attack. So what we're going to do to maximize his damage potential while keeping him a little bit tanky, we're going to run the attack enable talent and keep everything else pretty defensive, because we kind of want him to live until round 2 or 3 to do his active attack. Now, one more thing, guys. Crit damage, the crit mark, it does stack up, but it does get consumed when your allies do crit upon the hero or the opponent with the crit mark. Just a snapshot of his attack, and it's just like a debuff. Like, it's like just pretty much like a grenade, a sticky bomb grenade that just planted there, and it takes a snapshot of the attack that he had when he applied it, and it just explodes when someone crits upon the hero with the crit mark. He has a lot of these like passive stacking buffs. He has damage reduction that lasts for 1 round, 25%, it stacks. He also has what? The crit damage for 3 rounds, which stacks. He also has 40% attack for 3 rounds, which stacks, making him a very solid hero in terms of PvE. In terms of broken space, 15 round PvE fights, he is doing pretty well. Of course, multiple scaries is gonna just blow him out of the water, but if you don't have that and you have Asmodels laying around from all the past shelter events where people pretty much skipped them, but you kind of kept them around, then you're gonna be rewarded in PvE and in terms of PvP as well if you can keep them up. Alright, let's stop talking. Okay, we're gonna fight hard. Let's go. Second fight. What you got, man? Slow it down here. We got an Omnivore with the full energy bar right now, but stunned by Michelle. And Michelle also provided DA with the crit buff, so DA right now has 80% crit. Well, bam! And a lot of people got hurt. Can she survive? No. We have a Mim up. Oh my god! Oh! That snap from Asmodel right there, 1 active. That's all it needs. That's all it's needed. Alright. Wait a minute here. Okay, the enemy Mim doing a lot of work. Wait a minute, this guy, what is he running? No aura Starlight. We have Cruz. Okay, but they're all stunned. Wow, Michelle with the stun. DA also stunned, and oh my goodness, that Omnivore, right? I can't talk. That Omnivore doing work, and you saw Starlight. It's just not enough damage. Asmodel. Yes, Ada. With a basic attack, that max HP. Was it current HP? Max HP? Anyways, HP base damage. Here we go. Asmodel doing work. DA, come on, DA. What's going on with you today? We're on cam right now. We're live. You need to show some damage here, okay? Earlier, she was doing like 30 mils. What's going on? Okay, she took damage from Ada. Finally. Let's slow it down. Can I take another hit, please? Can I take another hit? Come on. She is not getting hit today. Round 2, maybe? Maybe? If Aspen, okay, she's alive, right? She's got the no, no! Oh my god. Okay, rematch. Okay, Aspen has an energy artifact too. 1, 2, 3. Michelle, heal. Okay, DA's up. DA. Everyone's looking at you, DA. Woo, bam! Oh, it wasn't that crazy. It wasn't that crazy, I gotta admit. I mean, you weren't hitting any 6 mils. Alright, 16 million-ish. Faithblade. Okay, hit DA. No! Oh! Okay, crit buff. 4, 5. Whoa, bam! Oh no! Those Faithblades just melted. Who's gonna get the killing blow? Aspen? Asmodel? Oh man, Asmodel, you disappointed me there. What was that? Hit like wet noodles. Last fight of the day, or the night. DA versus DA. It's not a speed... No, it is a speed DA, I think. But Michelle kind of stopped that. by stunning her. Oh my gosh, she has... Oh man, that was just perfect. Let's watch it again. Slow motion. So, because Michelle, not me, but Michelle and DA, they both have same speed, and we're the attackers, they're gonna have same speed. So Michelle got that nice CC. Oh man, that is sexy. That is, oh, that just hit the spot. That just hit the spot for me. Alright team, that's gonna wrap up today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you learned something out of it and had fun, because I had fun. And then guys, of course, I'll be covering more content very shortly. Have a great weekend or weekday, wherever or whenever you're watching this. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, sub up, and share this video with all your friends and idlers out there. Make sure you join me and support me on Patreon as well. It really helps me out, make more content regularly and things like that. It's been a real journey, guys. Thank you so much once again. I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.